I'm good at massaging. Like not in the wrong way.
I know, but
Hi, my name is Artsy. I'm 23 years old and I'm a beatboxer. When it comes to any creative process, you just kind of go with whatever comes to your mind. Okay, specifically in music, I don't know if you can agree, but in music, one of the most talked about topics is love. Very, very common topic in music, right? And so I think it's a very interesting thing to explore the very different aspects of love. Like there's a lot, there's always something about like the feelings or even just the activity, the excitement, the action of it. And so I personally wanted to focus more on the excitement of being with a girl or a lover who fights back. When it comes to being in a relationship, it's not always just like love and all. It's not like being cute and stuff, right? Sometimes people can take that kind of notion as like boring or like cliche, and so some people, they would like something a little bit of like aggression or a little bit of sarcasm, something to as they say, spice it up, the relationship. It started off with, I want to call it the build-up. So the build-up sounds something like, it's like the first time, you got me standing, oh. So that was like the base idea, right, as I call it, right? And then after that, I was kind of like thinking of the lyrics, right? So if you were to look into the lyrics, it's like the first time, you got me standing, oh. So it's kind of like, in a way, whoever is singing it or whoever is experiencing it is at all with who he is referring to, right? So that is one side. And then the next thing I thought of was actually the intro. That part is more like confusion, right? So I was thinking like, how can we take the confusion and then the fact that this person is at all with another person and then make it into one story. And so hence, this song. So before anything, I would like to preface that this song has nothing to do with me. I'm not that kind of person. But
are you sure?
Pretty sure. I think, like I said, the idea of trying to tackle the aspect of love in a way that not a lot of people see. And I think the action of just loving someone who, as I've said before, fights back is something that is worth looking at or worth making art about, I guess. So emotion-wise, I think, that's a very good question. I would like to say, I think the best word to say is interesting, like intriguing actually. So it's more like, as I've said before, the song starts off with confusion. You hear the lyrics and you think like, oh, this is like a toxic relationship. But then you come to what seems to be the toxicity being the excitement of the relationship, and you think like, oh, okay, so that's interesting to think of, not to be like, oh, you are into the toxicity, even though in most cases toxicity is something that ruins a relationship, but in this case it is what holds it together. So I think it is intriguing, to say the least. What I want to take is that, one, people shouldn't judge a relationship by how they see it. I think a lot of people, when they see a bad relationship, they would try to say things, they would try to plant ideas to other people's minds, right? Like for instance, when your lover hit you by the shoulder, this is abuse, don't do that. No, you better think about how you go with this relationship. In any certain way, however a couple is functioning, they know how they love each other the best. And so I think, like, one, you shouldn't judge that by its cover, but yeah.
I felt that was an amazing song. Like, it was a great composition, and the moment I heard it, I was like, okay, I know what to do with it. Yeah, it was pretty straightforward, and it was not that hard of a thing to express, because I mean, like, I don't have experiences being in an abusive relationship. I was trying to bring the whole vibe of like a balance of mystery, but at the same time a hint of like sexiness, but at the same time still very like energetic. Yeah, it reminded me of there was this artist back in the day. It was called he was called Medion. So basically Medion had this style of like sampling. Even a lot of, I think this was circa 2000 and the early before 2010 or around that era as well. Like, you know how boom bap or like hip hop beats, they kind of like they're sampled, like they chops and stuff like that. I wanted that feel because the way he did his vocals sounded that way. The way he did his like drops sounded that way, like it was samples, but it was just him.
The spiders.
Spiders. I said that in the last
It's not the spiders. No. You started beatboxing?
Music in general.
No. 20.
16.
I'm good at massaging. Not in the wrong way.
I know, but it just caught me off guard. Cooking.
Mama.
Somewhere fancy.
Flying, because I like to go places.
Reading other people's minds. There is no such thing as bad music, but just bad music at the wrong time.
For me, it's if you want to do something, make sure it's do or die.